YouTube, TikTok. This is another trade recap. There's a lot to pretty much kind of cover in here. So let's start with the London pre-market sweep. All right, so London session starts up here. We come down here. So these are the highs and lows of London session. And then the pre-market sweep is pretty much London session being broken by here. And then we even have a farther push down, a farther sell off. Market opens here. And then so pretty much, I'm just kind of waiting until we break this 4 hour low here since we trade off liquidity sweeps. So that means there's a lot of liquidity laying right here. I think it'll be easier if I come on like 15 minute and I could show you. So we can, I could show y'all that. So this is 15 minute right here. Extend this here. So these are 15 minute candles. All right, swap back to 5 minute because 5 minute is where I trade my trades on, and then I mark my liquidity on 4 hour here. All right, so 5 minute here, we have a nice pullback here, and I'm pretty much just waiting for another break of the 4 hour liquidity, and I enter pretty much right here, and we have a nice exit. My pretty much confluence was pretty much just a liquidity sweep since we're breaking 4 hour structure right here, and that was pretty much my entry, and it was pretty much good enough because I knew that we were gonna pretty much um, continue in the direction. And then for this, we have some consolidation right there. Okay, and then we have another trade to recap here. So liquidity sweep was pretty much the confirmation and the exit for the first trade that I took. Now the second trade that I took was a lot more complicated, and it took just a little bit more trade experience to be able to take this trade. If y'all guys don't have at least 2 years of trading experience, I don't think y'all should be taking this. But if y'all have the pretty much the grit and the skill to be able to keep pushing and to be able to put yourself in more traders experience, to be able to get more experience, this would have been a nice trade to took. And I could probably show y'all a better entry that I would have took on this one here. Let me just mark it out so I can show y'all where a better entry would have been on this one. Let me not confuse y'all. Let me get into this one. So this first blue area is where my entry is. Now let me show you where I pretty much marked out and pretty much scalped out my trade right here. So this was going to be the low of my trade here, and this was going to be the high of my trade here. Now I know we had some consolidation here, and we decided to break the structure right here, and we made a new higher high. All right, so the trend is pretty much changing. We pretty much pushed up above this high right here. I think, is this higher than this high? Hold on, let me just make sure. Okay, we had 2 equal highs here. Let me not confuse y'all. So we made 2 equal highs. If y'all want me to leave it up, I'll actually leave it up. Let me get out. So this might take slightly longer to explain my magnet thing. Couldn't find it there. All right, so let me try to not confuse y'all. All right, so we made 2 equal highs right there. Let me remove it now that I showed y'all. So this candle and this candle, they pretty much line up. Okay, so they made equal highs here. The trend is changing. We make a higher high, okay? So that was the justification to be able to trade this. And it just looked really nice in the moment. So I was just like, all right, let's trade it here. I know you shouldn't let your emotions get into your trading, but since we did break a nice solid structure of liquidity, I was like, okay, this actually might be worth taking here, and this was the low that I was basing my trade off of. Okay, so now we do have a little bit of consolidation in this area right here. We do have a little bit of consolidation right here. So pretty much we pull back down, and then we make a nice 5 minute candle because I was technically targeting up here, which sounds crazy. But then we get a nice inverse for value gap, like right here. So I was like, all right, this would have been a better entry for it. So my entry was actually right here, like I said, for this. I know I could have probably found a better entry. So as soon as it didn't respect this 5 minute candle right here, it gave me a justification to be able to take trades to the downsides here. So I actually took profit right here, Well, actually, I held it a little bit longer, and that's kind of where I took it at. But to be able to provide y'all more value, a better entry would have actually been right here, since you wouldn't have had risk. Because I actually thought I was gonna get stopped out. I know that wasn't the smartest trade to take, but I want y'all to not make the same mistakes that I did. So, yeah, maybe not entry off of a nice, um, since it didn't respect this candle and we actually pushed above it. I actually thought I was gonna get stopped out, but instead, I kind of understood that, okay, we're actually pushing down now, and we're, it's actually going in the direction that I want to. So I just wanted to relay information so y'all guys actually don't make the same mistakes I did. And I don't know if I read news to y'all, but we had 5 red folders around when my trade actually got. We had average hourly earnings month to month. We had core retail, non-farm, retail sales, and unemployment. So these were 5 candles. I mean, five, not 5 candles, 5 red folders. So that's a lot of liquidity being traded. That's probably the only reason why I traded it. And that's kind of weird that I dropped really late for where I live. All right, so let me pop up a picture for this trade right here. All right, and then let me pop up a picture for what I traded right here. All right, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I think I showed y'all what I wanted to show y'all. Just make sure y'all stay consistent, never give up, never quit. I'm always going to get out these trade recaps and not be on the same day, but I will always relay the trades that I take so y'all guys can be a better trader, because I enjoy teaching y'all. And this trade recap was for $6,075. So pretty nice day. All right, guys, that's all I have for y'all. Take care, and just make sure y'all stay consistent in y'all's trades, and just never give up, because you always want to progress through your trading. You always want to be a better trader. So that's almost the end goal here. Thank y'all guys. I'm gonna see y'all guys in the next video.